Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an M44, the Tier 6 American SPG, probably the most favourite Arty in the game, you could say. Well, for many people it is. Anyway, this one is located on the northeast spawn of Highway, and it's under the command of JuniorBritner13. Now, he's got 2 marks of excellence on the barrel of that 155mm howitzer. And the howitzer is mounted in a swivel bracket. I think you can see that right in the centre of the vehicle. And that bracket allows it a very wide arc of fire because it means it can fire over an arc of 60 degrees. That's very, very wide indeed. And it means you get less reticule bloom when you aim at a new target within that arc. Okay, first thing he's doing is aiming for the village over in the... well, it's not a village really, it's the gas station over on the northwest corner of the map. There's nearly always a medium from the enemy team, or a couple of mediums will go down there. And in fact, actually, it's important at the start of this battle to see if you can help our mediums to gain control of that area, because the enemy heavies aren't going to reach the town for a little while. So you need to occupy your gun and do something with it. The Lance and C's managed to get there, but he's the only one so far. And there's a T-43 coming up to join him, but an M4A1 FL10, the auto-loading M4 that was in the loot boxes at Christmas, which is basically an M4 with an AMX-13 turret. Going for a shot on the box tank. Direct hit, 191, very good shot. Now he moved the vehicle a bit there. He's adjusting his vehicle while still in aim view, and I do that as well sometimes, and that's why you get big reticule bloom, but it's just to avoid being in the same spot when you fire the next round in. Yeah, he's doing the same again. That's a perfectly acceptable way of doing it actually, because you can keep your eye on what's going on even whilst you're adjusting to avoid counter battery. Next round went in, he's adjusting again. Oh, he's right up against the back of the map. Now maybe that was an unintended readjustment, because he was, it looks like he backed up against the rear using cruise control. Not sure about that, he'll probably tell us if he did. But that's a direct hit on the Carnarvon, 246 hit points. Now, I didn't mention the alpha damage at the start of the game, but I think many of you already know it. It's 550 alpha with these 155mm shells, capable of penetrating 39mm of armour and a burst radius of 7 meters. It's got a reload time, normally around about the 18-second mark, but you can see that Junior Britner has managed to get it down to as low as, was it 15 seconds? 16.51 he's got. You can get it as low as 15 seconds with the improved or innovative rammer, and also using food, BIA crew. Oh, that one hit the road just in front of the T-37. Again, he adjusts his position. He's very good at that. He seems to be doing it almost every shot. Going for the T-25-2, Tier 7 American turreted tank destroyer with a 90mm gun. Fires a round in behind the sign. And adjusts his position again. Okay, it's quite good now because we've got a KV-2 in the yard with the Carnarvon, but the Carnarvon's gone behind the houses. The KV-2 though is a little more in the open. He's just hiding behind that house, but Junior Britner fires a round in, and I think that probably would have splashed the KV-2, but we lost sight of him. The thing about the 155mm howitzer on the M44 is it's so fast at reloading, it means you've got to keep it active all the time as much as you can and hit as many targets as you can during the game, and that normally means that it's very likely you will get a Confederate medal if you do this. I always try and keep as active as possible, stunning as many enemy tanks, hitting as many enemy tanks, because it actually does affect the enemy's play as well. If they keep getting hit, it makes them think twice about, is there another Arty round about to come? Because Scorpion G just behind that house, and he's low on hit points. Can he get a kill? He fires the round in, but the Scorpion managed to pull away, so he only stuns him and the Indian Panzer. But he has picked up some stun assists. The Super Hellcat goes down. He might be able to splash that Indian Panzer, but he's following the Scorpion G. He decided not to change position there, and he managed to thread that shell through the water tower's girders. Okay, this is a sort of threat actually. The T-37 that was previously down by the water has actually come a little further to the east. He's getting closer as well. He needs to be worried about that. And the Lanson C goes down to the enemy T-20. Not good, because the Lanson was a tier 8 and that T-20 is a tier 7. Rounds out. Lands on the ground near where the T-20 was, but not close enough to do a direct hit. Now the Carnarvon's hugging that wall, and the IS has gone up, but he gets derped by the KV-2 and he's out of the game. And there's the T-37. He actually went to the city instead of coming in our direction. And a direct hit on the Carnarvon. Only one tank down at the moment, but no, 2 tanks down now. We just lost the T-29, and that means we are down on hit points. Over 1,000 hit points down on the enemy. Rounds out on the T-29, lands nearby, but doesn't do enough to do any damage. But he is completing his mission, his stun mission, which is SPG-12. And we just lost the IS-6B, so this is not good, because it means now that there's only one tank we've got left, and it's an EZ-8 in the town, and other than that, the enemy's got the town. He fires a round in just as our EZ-8 gets wiped out by the Chrysler, so that means now the enemy's got the town, and we're being squeezed into the northeast corner of the map. I think you could say that the fact that that Tiger 1 on the outskirts of the town didn't go into the town is probably the reason why the other guys got wiped out. They just didn't have enough firepower. Plus, of course, the enemy did have the advantage in position. Well, the enemy lost their Tiger 1. Rounds out on the T-29. Direct hit. No explosions, so he definitely hit him. And you can see the T-29 is moving towards us because he was driving over the cars. And there's that T-37 again. That's a big threat to the M44. He's just adjusting his position a little. I think he really ought to consider going behind the trees to his right. That T-37, well, still on the outskirts of the town. Rounds out. Oh, that was good. Landed it right behind him. 148 hit points from that. The T-29's hiding behind those buildings at the moment. I think he knows that there are tanks on the outskirts of town that can shoot him, but he's just taken out the AMD 178B. Okay, JuniorBritner fires around in just as the T-29 pulls out, but all he got was stun off that. No damage. Well, actually, no, I'm wrong. He did get some damage. He got 136 hit points. Now, the KV-2 is coming up to the bridge. Now, if he tries to fire through the girder... Oh, he does! And he gets it! He let it dial in enough so it was close enough and the shell missed all the girders. Sometimes you fire through that bridge, you hit a girder and the shell's wasted, but he managed to thread the needle. Okay, can he get this T-25 too? He's a one-shot. He's gone. The T-78 on our team managed to get him. So it looks like things are working out okay because these guys are being repelled and the force that was in the city is all but wiped out. There's only 3 enemy tanks coming out of the city. Now the T-20, the T-29, and where is that T-37? Oh, the T-37 was killed, so obviously we don't have to worry about him now. I missed that, the T-37 going down. So there's only 2 tanks coming out of the town, but there is another tank that we need to worry about now. Is the Tiger P down near the bridge. JuniorBritner's parked himself behind this bush for a bit of cover. If he's not firing, it will provide enough cover to actually hide him, conceal him from the enemy. But if he does fire, he's too close to the bush, they'll see the flash immediately and they'll know where he is. He's hoping that T-43 will spot one of the enemy. The enemy has only got one tank advantage, but it's a heavy tank, that's the problem. And their Tiger P is probably close to 100% health, whereas the T-29 is missing most of his. You can hear Arty rounds coming in from the enemy Arty. That's an AMX-13 F3, Tier 6 French SPG. Bit of a lull. Now this is the first of 3 replays with Junior Britner in his M44. Beautiful direct hit on the Super Chaffee. Somebody else got a shot in just afterwards. The T-78 with his 90mm managed to take him out the game. Junior Britner changes position straight away to avoid counter battery, just in case that AMX-13 F3 was looking for the flash and tracer. Well, the tracer, because he wouldn't see the flash. He's right over the other end of the battlefield. You notice that Junior Britner held his right hand mouse button down so he could have a quick look round to see where everyone was. It's always a good tip as well. I do that sort of thing. So I don't have to move the vehicle, I can just have a quick view what's going on around me. Scorpion G is going out for a quick look-see. He might also be able to take out that T-29 if he spots him. There's the T-20. Okay, he's underneath the bridge and oh, he's just the other side of it. No, even a splash is not good enough. Junior Britner changes position again to avoid counter battery. Right up to the edge of the map. This is the corner of the map. I take out the borders actually. It does make it a little more realistic. And there we can see quite a few of the enemy tanks now, including that Scorpion G coming up. He is a one-shot. Rounds out. Oh, right over his head. But remember, 16 seconds for his next shot, so he should be able to get another one in fairly quickly. Both of those tanks held the other side of the bridge, using it for cover. Rounds out. T-20 goes down. Another shot that he threaded through the girders of the bridge. And he's taken out that T-20, which was also... He was doing rather well, that T-20, because he got one kill up the other end of the map, the other side of the map. Now he's going for the Tiger P, who doesn't have 100% health. And the Indian Panzer, who's got a little more, fires blind. There's only 3 enemies left. They managed to whittle the enemy down bit by bit. The T-29's gone down. So there's only 3 tanks left. The Indian Panzer. Oh, and the Tiger P's just gone. There's the Indian Panzer. How he missed that one, I do not know, but he actually knocked the sign down in the process and stunned the Indian Panzer without... well, he got some stun assist off the Indian Panzer, and I think that guy's going to go. If he can get around into him, that'd be great. Rounds out. Yes! 169, he's a one-shot for anyone now. And there he goes, which means there's only 1 enemy left. And we've had the 2-minute warning. So they need to shoot over to the other side of the map as quickly as possible to find that AMX-13 F3. And if that Arty player is smart, he will have moved. He will, in fact, if I was him, I would have gone up to the northwest corner of the map by now and positioned myself up there so that they won't find me, and they haven't got enough time to cap out. There's only 1 minute left. You need 3 in the cap in order to ensure you could cap out in time, but I'm not even sure you can do it now, because it's 150 to cap out with just 1, and so it's half of that to get cap with 2, and a third of that to cap with 3. I don't think they can do it now. It's too late. So they have to kill the AMX13F3 if they're going to win this game. And you can see that JuniorBritner, he's actually quite aware that the AMX13F3 could be in this corner of the map. And so he's headed over here to see if he can get a shotgun on the enemy Arty. Oh, he's found him, and he was coming this way. So he was smart enough to abandon the cap and come this direction. But with only a few seconds left on the map, he fires around it. Oh, he gets the kill on the last second of the game to win the game for his team. That was astonishing. Well done, JuniorBritner. And in second battle, he's on the Mountain Pass map. Game started. Now, JuniorBritner is actually grinding his M44 at the moment, trying to get his third mark of excellence. He's actually fairly close. He's in the 90th percentile at the moment, so not far off. Now, there's various positions you can actually occupy to shoot from on the south spawn. You can either go to the trees over there or up on that ridgeline, but a favourite position a lot of people do is up this ramp onto this plateau, because it allows you to shoot at the western pass as well as the enemy cap area, although it does stop you from shooting up the ice road, so there's a bit of a problem there. Okay, he's gone straight to the aim and he's looking for any sign of the enemy. I normally look for the fences being knocked over there. As I said, fences. Oh, yep, we just saw them being knocked over there. So one of the enemy tanks just moved straight through the field of fire and he didn't see it. There's another one. G2. Rounds out. Looks good. Very good. Penetrating shots there on the G2. And he's only moved position slightly, but he's not going to be able to reload in time to get a shot on that OI. Now, the one drawback with going up onto the plateau is that it's such a well-known position, it's very difficult to avoid counter-battery. He is actually going to try and shoot up the ice road, but it's very difficult from this position. Gets a shell near the SU-100. You have to come right the way over next to the edge of the hill in order to shoot up the ice road, and that of course makes you vulnerable to being spotted by any enemy tank that comes across the bowl and gets near to this side of the map. Okay, he's now aiming towards the enemy plateau. Now, I normally put a round into the bush just to the right of that rock, because there's nearly always a tank destroyer sitting there trying to shoot up the bridge road. He's dialing in on the TOG 2, fires a round in, gets a direct hit, 191. An M6 has turned up. And there's an SU-100. He fires at the SU-100. Oh, landed it right on the rear. Actually, it looked like it was actually a direct hit, but I think it was a splash hit just behind him. And he's now one shot for virtually everyone. In fact, he's a splash kill for JuniorBritner. Fires a round in. The guy backs up, and yes, he's dead. Yeah, just too close. He should have abandoned that position the moment he was down to just such a small amount of hit points, because he really can't be effective if he knows there's Arty firing into that area. KV2, go for the direct hit, rounds out, and he gets it. That's going to seriously have damaged the KV2 because it probably hit his turret, and the turret is fairly weak on armour. Wouldn't be surprised to see he's missing 20 to 30% of his health when we next see him. KV1S or the OI, he fires at the OI. And he kills the G2 that he hit earlier in the game. And there's the KV2. And yes, he is missing 35% of his health. So he got an unexpected blind kill there. Fired at the KV... Oh, in fact, he fired at the OI and he hit the G2. This time he hits the OI for 202 non-penetrating shots. Always nice when you hit a target you didn't intend to and it kills the target. Unexpected kills. The KV2 is trying to use the G2 as armor, but unfortunately he just took a big hit, and now he's taken another one for 38 hit points. Switching back to the plateau, yes, there was a T-78 sitting behind that bush, and he obviously fired and pulled back into cover, and I reckon he's probably gone back to the bush again, and he's now dead. He got taken out. Another blind kill. So that's 2 blind kills now. Go for the OI. He might be able to kill the KV2. Oh no, it's too late. He's gone.
That was close.
He landed that one directly behind the OI. It was our SU-100 who took out the KV2, but it just goes to show that yes, he was a fairly easy kill. So that's 3 kills now for Junior Britner. He's having a good game. Rounds out the OI. And that's 4 kills. Yeah, this is what I like to see. Arty really being effective. Okay, he's aiming in at the KV-1S, thinking he's just behind that corner, but he needs somebody to confirm where the guy is so he can land the shell on them. There he is. Rounds out. Looks good. It is. 175 from a direct hit. Didn't pen, but it tracked him. And, whoa, that was a fire extinguisher going off there. So it looks like the SU-100 set the KV-1S alight and his premium fire extinguisher saved him, but he's not going to save him from... Oh, no, he did get saved by the wreck there. The wreck took the round and the SU-100 kills the KV-1S. So there's only 3 enemies left now, an SU-100, an M4A1 FL10, and their Arty, which is an FV304. That was a near miss on the SU-100. The FV304 is probably closer to the bowl because he is a short-range Arty. There he is. Oh, he's actually retreating from the western pass area. There goes the SU-100, 246. And now he's going to get a chance to hit this Burt. Lost a little bit of hit points. See if he can get the shot on target. It's difficult because he was having to aim. Oh, we got him! Snapshot. Took him out the game and gets his Top Gun with the last shot in the game. So another victory for Junior Britner. Let's have a look at the 3rd game and see how he gets on in that one. And the last of the 3 battles is on the Kharkov map. That's the correct way you pronounce it. You don't pronounce the K. Kharkov. Okay, well, where is he going to go? I think he's going over to the little area in the east corner of the map, the northeast corner. It's quite a good position actually. There's lots of spots you can go in there. There's one spot I favour actually, which enables you to shoot down through the buildings and tap the enemy heavy tanks as they go through those that area. But it looks like he's going to go over to the conventional area to shoot behind the bushes, from behind the bushes, at the ones that go through the corner or the edge of the map. And the AMX 13F3 is, well, he's not doing exactly the same, but he's in the same area. Now you see, he doesn't really have the angle to shoot through the buildings from there, but he might be able to shoot the ones that go to the corner. Yes, he's realised what I realised a while back, some time ago. It's actually easier to shoot from a little further over. It means you can't shoot the tanks that come up this route very easily, but you can shoot the tanks that go through the buildings. And there's quite a few of them that do go through this area here. So it's actually quite beneficial to be halfway between the two. Okay, we've got the T-29 and the Comet coming up to that corner. And we've got an IS defending. Okay, lining up on the T-29. Rounds out. Direct hit. He managed to get 144 hit points and the IS hit him as well, so he's picked up some stun assists, but I think the T-29, yeah, he's just putting rounds into that IS. Looks like that guy's got the 105mm gun. Rounds out, another hit. The IS appears to have the 122mm gun. And he's having a quick look at this VK and ARL who are coming between the houses. Between the buildings I should say. Fires a round in on them. And gets a direct hit on the ARL. 220 hit points, a non-penetrating shot. Now he's gone back to this corner. The T-29's decided not to take the lead now. He's letting the Comet shoot at the IS. And of course the Comet is still losing hit points. In fact, actually, from the amount of damage that the Comet took, I think that IS has got a 100mm gun, not the 122. Okay, he's loaded, ready for another one. T-29's retreating. He's realised he's running short on hit points. The Jagdpanther comes into sight, takes a round for 233. Looks like the AMX-13F3's just hit the T-29 from his corner position. He can actually hit that T-29. And the Su-100 has just taken out the enemy Jagdpanther. Oh, that's not so good there. One of our tanks just got set alight. It's the Lantern C, I think, and he's down. The Chi-2 came around the corner from the enemy team. He went up the other channel, got around them, outflanked them, and has taken them out. So now we've got nobody on that corner. And there's the Comet. The Chi-2's gone. The Su-100 saw to him, but unfortunately, it now means that Comet can come through, but there's an Su-100 only a short distance away from us covering that corner, so maybe he can stop that Comet. Now, he knocked over a fair number of trees there, but I don't think we'll worry about those for the moment. Skoda T27 tier 8 Czech reloader. It's not an auto reload, it's an auto loader. Gets around into him. Only managed to get 249 hit points, but it's still helpful. And oh dear, that's bad news. The T-34 100 just got ammo-racked by the enemy's Canonian Jagdpanzer. We got a direct hit on the T-27. It's going to try again, I think. No, it's decided to change his mind because there's a VK-101P. It's only a short distance away. I'm not sure he's been spotted, but the ARL comes up behind our T-69. We fire a round into the rear. Have we been spotted? Yes, we were. So he needs to motor now, get into cover. Otherwise, he's going to be toast. We're losing teammates rapidly, and it looks like they're not going to be able to survive this one. He puts a round into the ARL 44 on auto aim, and then he's quickly departing the area. Yeah, I think this one's going to be a loss. There's only 3 Artys left, 2 tank destroyers, and they're facing 10 opponents. It's going to auto aim on the ARL. Gets one in, but will the ARL hit him? Yep. He's been taken out, and the killer was the ARL. The M44 and the enemy team did get a shot in, which splashed JuniorBritner, and the ARL 44's been killed by the Su-100, but now there's only 2 left on our team. And despite the fact that the Su-100 has 100% health and 4 kills, I'm not so sure he's going to survive now against 9 opponents, and they are capping. Well, yeah, the Su-100 is going to have a lot of difficulty now. He's face to face with an OI, and if this OI gets behind him, he's toast. In fact, actually, he didn't even need to get behind him, he just derped him. And that means now it's just the AMX-13F3, and he's right up against the edge of the map, and there was nowhere for him to go. And he gets hit multiple times. So I'm afraid this game is a loss. But let's have a look at the end of battle results, and we'll see how well he did in each of those games. In the first battle on Highway, JuniorBritner managed to get an ace tanker in the M44 in that game. He also managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He managed to get 17. And yes, he did get a Confederate medal. He hit enough of the enemy to get at least 6 tanks that were subsequently taken out by his other teammates. And of course, he got that brilliant shot right at the end, which took out the AMX-13F3 when the clock was about to click to 0, and won the game for his team in the process. And that was a penetrating shot, that one, when it went straight through the AMX-13F3, and it was a brilliant snapshot. It was very, very sort of like last second, and yes, won the game. If we look at the team scores, we can see that he didn't get the highest damage for his game, for his team. In fact, actually, the highest damage was the Chrysler K on the enemy team with 2,786, followed by the Scorpion on his own team with 2,739. So those were very close. The next high scorer being the T25AT with 2,537. Junior Britner managed to get 2,319 hit points of damage in that one, which puts him in 4th place on damage. But when it came to kills, he was just behind the T78, joint 2nd place. He got 3 kills. The T78 managed to get 5, and the MX13F3 that he killed right at the end, he also got 3 kills. When it came to base XP though, Junior Britner was right at the top with 1,188, and that's because he was hitting higher tier opponents in that game. There was tier 7 tanks in that game, tier 8 as well. So he was bottom tier, hitting high tier opponents and earning more XP every time he did that. The next high scorer was the T78 with 963, followed by the Scorpion G with 938. He fired 30 rounds in that game, got 9 direct hits, 1 penetration, the AMX13F3 shot, 22 splash, damage of 2,319 hit points, and all of it was done at more than 300 meters. He damaged 12 of the enemy, killed 3, and did 1,621 hit points of stun assist off 20 stuns. On a free-to-play account, he earned 37,745 credits, got 14,532 credits from Holiday Ops, and after ammunition resupply, took away 37,127 credits profit for the game. He earned 1,188 base XP, times 2 for the first victory, 356 from personal missions payout, I think that's actually Holiday Ops, 2,732 experience points altogether. So winning at the last second, yeah, it certainly was. Very last second kill to win the game for his team. Very well done indeed. Otherwise, it would have been a draw because that AMX13F3, if he'd run away and hidden, they wouldn't have been able to cap out in time. So let's have a look at the second game and see how he got on in that one. Well, that was the game on Mountain Pass, and yet again, it was an ace tanker for Junior Britner in the M44. He also got a Bruiser medal in this one, but only 16 critical hits this time. He got a Gauze medal for doing more damage exceeding 8 times the hit points of his own vehicle. He got a Top Gun with his last kill of the game. In fact, it was the kill that won the game, and that was the FV304. Took him out with a penetrating shot right at the end of the game. You can see there, 184 hit points. In fact, he did get 3 penetrating shots in the entire game, and they were all blind kills that he did. Well, the Chi-2 and the T78 were blind kills. The T78 was up on the ramp. The Chi-2 he killed over in the Western Pass, and both of those were unspotted at the time they were taken out. He also managed to get the high caliber for dealing the most damage in that game overall. If we look at the team score, there he is, top of the table, 3,023 hit points. Nobody else was near him. Nobody else managed to get over 2,000 hit points, let alone 3,000. The next high scorer being the SU-100 on his own team with 1,480, followed by the KV-2 with 1,410. When it came to kills, again he's got the top with 6 kills, 2 kills to the M36 Jackson, the Cromwell, the SU-100 and the SU-100 on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, yes, he's got that one as well. So he got the top in all 3 columns on this one. 1,175 base experience points to go to Junior Britner, 905 goes to the Cromwell, and 750 went to the KV-2. In this game, he fired only 18 rounds, so less than in the highway game, because of course the game didn't last quite as long. 11 direct hits, 3 penetrations, 15 splash, damage of 3,023 hit points, and this time it was all at more than 300 meters. Well, it was in the last game as well. 9 enemy vehicles were damaged, 6 were killed in this one, and 761 hit points of stun assist off 12 stuns. On a free-to-play account, he earned 36,003 credits from this game, 13,861 from Holiday Ops, and after ammunition resupply, took away a bigger profit of 40,774 credits from this one. 1,175 base XP, 353 from Holiday Ops, took away 1,528 experience points altogether. So a much better game, another ace tanker, Gauze, an epic medal, and 2 battle hero medals, and he didn't do as much damage, but he did get a bigger reward at the end of it in terms of credits and XP. So how did he get on in the 3rd battle? Well, that's the interesting one, because even though he lost it, He got his third mark of excellence in that game. Yes, he's got 3 stars on his barrel now, and they're never going to be taken away. Yep, he got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits, and this one he got 14, so slightly fewer than the previous game, but then again the game was shorter because the rest of his teammates got wiped out, and he did as much as he could in the game to survive, but there was not a lot he could do towards the end. So he's got his third mark. Let's have a look at team score. Well, in this one, he didn't get the highest damage in the game. Unfortunately, that went to the VK101P with 2,720 hit points, followed by the SU100 who got 2,064 hit points. And after that, it was JuniorBritner in third place with 1,395 hit points of damage. When it came to kills, he didn't get any kills in this game. The top scorer was the SU100 who got 4 kills. 3 kills went to the Skoda T27 and the ARL44 that actually killed JuniorBritner. And when it came to base XP, yes, it's the enemy team that does the best here. The ARL44 got 1,026, the OI got 888, and the Skoda T27 got 817, alongside the VK101P. He fired 12 rounds in this game because it was a much shorter game. 8 direct hits, no penetration, 11 splash, damage of 1,895 hit points, of which 1,196 were at more than 300 meters. You see, in this game, the enemy did get a lot closer and he had to hit them within visual range. 1 hit received, it was a penetration. Yes, that was the ARL44 that did the kill shot, and he did receive a hit from the enemy M44 just before the ARL finished him off. 5 enemy vehicles were damaged, none were killed, and 1,037 hit points of stun assist off 9 stuns. On a free-to-play account, he earned 27,181 credits, got 10,465 from holiday ops, and after repair and ammunition resupply took away 29,626 credits. He received 483 base XP, 145 from holiday ops, and took away 628 experience points altogether. So it was a bit sad that it was a defeat that he got his third mark on, but he was working hard. You can see from the other 2 games, both ace tankers, that he certainly does have a very good record when it comes to the M44. He puts in the hours to actually make it work, and it gave him a third mark of excellence in the process. So, very well done to JuniorBritner. Congratulations on your third mark of excellence. And I do hope that I'm not in any battles with you in the future, because you'll probably take me out if you do. So, if you enjoyed those replays, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a comment down below because it feeds the algorithms, and thank you for watching.